experience in the past with this. Um, Connor, won't you share with folks as we get started tonight kind of your history with the Caldwell County soccer team and give them an update on where you're at now?
I started with the soccer team my sixth grade year. Started as a keeper, worked my way up. Freshman year, I got the starting goalkeeper job and played all the way through my senior year. Got all district sophomore through senior year and all region my senior year, and I had a blast playing for this team. Right now I'm at Murray State University. Decided to make the drive up today after school and help out tonight.
We start out this season in a pretty good position. We lost our scrimmage game at the first of the year, came after a win and a loss, and then coming back in last week with a game against Dawson kind of gives some encouragement, had some field time with everybody on the field, kind of mixing it up. Schaefer doing some things to put them in a position to find out what they can do, and some guys getting some play time. We got one injured tonight. Garrick Smarava is going to be out. John Riley, Caleb, he will be back in tonight for a few minutes. He's still kind of nursing that knee and being sure that gets some long-term encouragement. And Jack Kinsolvin's got some difficulties. He's sitting out tonight as he's dealing with therapy and the other things that are going on. So be watching for what's going on here. In just a couple of seconds, we'll get ready for the intro. So why don't we go to a 1-minute break and then come back to us.
As the sun sizzles outside, come into Sanders Gatherings and check out their summer florals and wreaths in lots of summer colors. You'll find the perfect accessories, pitchers, baskets, and vases for your country and primitive lifestyle. Sanders is filled with the best the countryside has to offer. That's Sanders Gatherings, located at 116 East Main Street in Princeton, open 11 to 4 Tuesday through Saturday. Princeton Drug Company, 103 West Main in Princeton, proudly features low-cost prescriptions and friendly service. Princeton Drug offers 10-pound delivery, in-store pickup, or a convenient drive-through window. Princeton Drug has a wide selection of Christian greeting cards for every occasion. Princeton Drug is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, and on Saturday from 8:30 to 2:30. No deliveries on Saturday. Princeton Drug, 103 West Main Street, Princeton. Phone 365-5585.
Welcome you back to Butler Stadium as we prepare for the lineups for this matchup between the St. Mary's Vikings and Caldwell County boys teams tonight as we get started. So as you all listen as we go to the field to make introductions tonight. We want to welcome you tonight to Butler Stadium for this matchup between St. Mary's Vikings and the Caldwell County Tigers. Tonight as we introduce the Vikings, give them a warm welcome. Number 23, Sam Bell. Number 16, Parker Crump. Number 1, Evan Culbertson. Number 10, Joey Eagermeyer. Number 7, Logan Livesey. Number 4, John McCauley. Number 3, Cole McCourt. 0, Brady Merrill. Number 17, Nathan Shockley. Number 12, Caden Tillett. And finally, number 5, Austin Weatherington. Welcome the Vikings. And for your Caldwell County boys soccer team, number 14, Will Darnell. Number 11, Warren Forsythe. Number 6, Ryan Frisch. Number 12, Michael Henry. Number 7, Boyce Nichols. Number 1, Barrett Schultz. Number 13, Beckett Schultz. Number 9, Mitchell Scott. Number 5, Colin Schaefer. Number 15, Darian Welburn. Number 10, Jin Hong Zin. as we come back to you on the radio, as those folks have been introduced, we're going to take the field as the officials. We're a two-man official team tonight as they hit what's going on. In the mix of things, our guys are in the middle of the field taking a knee to do a little praying. The other guys on the other end are prepping. McEnany, as you come in tonight, St. Mary's comes to us, I believe it is, from last year with the 12, 15, and 3. They matched up on the lower end as we finished out the year in the regional tournament. Trigg, beating Trigg and then moving forward. The relation to that is we had 15 wins, so they're a little tight on who's going to be headstrong in this tonight, so we'll see what happens. We are defending the south goal tonight. If you're at the stadium, that's on the end with the concession stand. They will be on the north end defending that goal in the front, and it looks like they get the ball first tonight. Corey, as he was here, had some experience on tournament time and injury and several other things, also playing with his family. How many years were you on the field with your brother?
See, I never played with him directly on the field, but my 6th and 7th grade year, he was still in high school. I was on the JV goalkeeper. He was the varsity goalkeeper.
And the whistle blows, and here we go. A little tap there, sending it back to get it up the field. We're running a
4-2-3-1.
Yes, sir. I was trying to pick up people's names. Darian Welburn, no, that's Michael Henry coming in as starting tonight. Darren Welburn on the far side, running in midfield. Nichols
nice
picks
tackle.
the ball up. Pushing up forward to the middle. As we've shared before, we've got some guys got a lot of speed and a lot of agility. Folks still trying to find their place on the field at the beginning of this season. Our defenders back there, Will Darnell is going to meet the ball in midfield, just top of the crest there. Nichols doing a little footwork, goes out on the other side. We'll get a throw in on the far side of the field there. That is true. We are, Jordan, making a point. The colors match up with ours quite well. We are our white since it's home team light color. Blue and gold is St. Mary's on the field tonight as you're watching. Jordan running the camera again, taking care of all the technical stuff, and we're glad WPKY Online is up. Click on. If you're on Facebook, you might pick it up there or just go straight online through the website and watch there. We're grateful for all of you being out there who participate. Frisch follows the ball up past the half mark, and good strong movement. Defense on St. Mary's looks a little stronger than the other teams that we've already seen this year. Ball goes out on the far side, and they get a throw in down to the far corner, picked up by Darnell in the corner, over to Nichols, and Nichols decides to give it a good punch on the side.
Yeah, I can tell we're struggling with playing the ball up in the offensive third.
Yeah.
See if that can't get any better throughout the game. That's the problem. That's the tricky part with the 4-2-3-1. You have two attacking mids up along with a defensive mid, and the communication can be rough sometimes, seeing who needs to get up and who needs to stay back.
And at this part of the season, learning that and encouraging for communication. As we shared a couple of games ago, these young men learn to begin to communicate a little bit better through mid-season, get a little more barking from the goalie. That goalie is mighty important back there. Tell us about that, McEnany.
Goalkeeper can see the whole field, so he's got to be the one yelling out all the commands, basically just being annoying his teammates to get to do the right thing. I'm sure when I played, my teammates got tired of me yelling.
I'm pretty sure that's one view of it anyway.
Yeah. But, I mean, goalkeeper has the best view of the field, knows what's going on, and I haven't really heard Barrett that much tonight, but I know as he gets more experience, he'll be more comfortable communicating. I had the same problem, too, when I was an underclassman.
We do have some experienced defenders back there, Nichols and Darnell, and of course, Forsythe. He came to us a couple of years ago from another school, and we're blessed in that. But as you say, it takes a minute to kind of get comfortable barking out those orders. Had it down in the far end. We're actually got it up on the offensive end now, switching up just a little bit. Schultz is taking it across the far end down towards the corner, gets picked up at the top of the box. Warren's moved down with him, Warren Forsythe. Ball goes out on our side, throw in to Schaefer. Schaefer is pushing up, but our guys, again, as you shared a minute ago, little spread out, still trying to figure out who's coming forward, who's staying
They're
mid.
struggling to find those seams right now. They're getting bunched up. We don't have that many attackers with a 4-2-3-1. You're getting bunched up too much in one part of the field, and it's causing for turnovers.
Field coverage and drawing people off is an advantage to this setup if they get in sync and everybody's kind of communicating and knowing who's moving. And after a couple of games of this, and without injuries and stuff, you can get in a sync where you're pulling the team off, where you've got more room to shoot, where you got more room to handle the ball and do some passing.
Yeah, 4-2-3-1 formation is probably the toughest formation to play, honestly.
Sure.
The target player, the one at the top, is the one it's the one you just want to pass to and have runs coming off to lay off to. And they're having trouble finding that target player, which is Beckett right now.
And there he goes.
That's a good ball.
Good ball far to the corner.
Unfortunately, just a little bit too strong.
Well, and we haven't had much rain the last week. This field's dried out quite a bit, so it's a little bit harder. The ball will be a little faster tonight, a little more speed on it if they're not careful in what they're doing. And that, again, a lot of folks when we're watching, and I'm one of the worst earlier on watching my kids play and McEnany play and some others, there's a lot of variables that come into play, not just kicking the ball, that make a difference from game to game and team to team. Their format that they're using tonight, the format we're using tonight, all kinds of stuff. Mitchell gives a little pooch kick down the middle. Nobody's coming into the center. It's a good look, but nobody's there.
That would be a good run, but just the communication out there to have that diagonal run coming in.
Again, Jin Hong, number 10, on the far side. Ball goes out. He's going to throw it in. Jin Hong's experience, first year last year, and he's come back to us this year. Got a lot of speed on him. Very aggressive. He's definitely a focus player, which is a blessing. Ball gets thrown in, comes off the knees of Schaefer. No, I'm sorry. That's off of Schultz on the far side. I thought it was Schaefer. Schaefer's on this side. Got some static rolling in there if you guys hear it. Our technical man's working on that now. Darnell picks the ball up and works it down through the middle. Darnell's having a little bit of knee trouble.
Good play, good pass. Play him.
Good look to the corner.
Beckett Schultz smart to let that roll out for a corner kick to set up a set piece.
See who stays back on this one. Michael Henry, he's not quite, and Forsythe going to stay back to cover.
Now I know Beckett has a strong enough foot to send one back post, but if we can maybe sneak one near post, that's the most effective way. So Boyce Nichols is making that run.
Good pick up there at the line.
And another corner.
Another corner kick, because good look, good foot on it, but you got 3-4 shirts in front of him.
You got to hit that first time. Yeah. That's tough. Very tough to hit that first time coming on the run. See if they try to switch it up here, try to go back post. Nope, near post again.
Again, Jin Hong picks up.
Shot.
Sends it back to the box. And this is one of those areas where people got to really pay attention.
Yeah.
Mitchell working it. Questionable foul, but they get it. Mitchell's still working at it. Tumbling roll, gets a good foot on it, but blocked.
It was a very good header by Colin Schaefer there. He stopped the counterattack. That was
ball out on the far side. Nichols going to go over and help us out and throw it in. Will Darnell going to pull back so he can get a little breather there. Good defender. Been back there last 3 years.
Yeah, I played with Will my senior year, and I also played with boys, and they're very good. When they were freshmen, they were very solid players. Look at that, they're getting better.
Making a run for it. Center's open, but picked up by Forsythe, cover number 3. Ball blocked. Jin Hong again, got a good foot on it, pushes it towards the middle. Frisch picks it up. For the beginning of the year, we've had a lot of minor little injuries that are hard to deal with for soccer players. Got some knees and ankles twisted, some things. Very
That's
unfortunate.
so unfortunate.
Very
right
unfortunate.
There.
Doing the right thing on both ends.
Yep. Just trying to make a play and just rolls off the side of your foot. It happens.
Off
it's
the
happened
side
to me
and up the
plenty
leg.
times. Yeah.
And Schultz did a good job of trying to pay attention to what's going on, and that's one of those things. Everybody's where they're supposed to be, and it just happens.
Yep.
So Very unfortunate. And that's a very frustrating moment for
Oh yeah.
both of them, because that's nowhere near the intention. And
Oh yeah. No, it's
just part of
hard for a keeper to be prepared for that type of.
had a substitute there for St. Mary's, and one coming off field very frustrated. I'm not sure what that's about.
See how the Tigers adjust to this adversity right here. Good move by Boyce Nichols.
Boyce may take that as very competitive and very, very athletic. He may take that as a challenge to get in and work the ball.
I don't know what you're doing right there, Will. You got to play that ball up. You don't need
Unfortunately, that's happened 2 or 3 times this season already. That scenario you just
what
saw.
A ball.
Good ball off of Mitchell's chest, controlled it, brought it down, and put it towards the corner.
Right idea, just a little too hard on the service coming in.
In one sense, down here on the defensive end, where they're tapping that ball and getting it working, there's a little confidence there that may hurt us later if they're not careful on how they handle that. But at the end of the day, Will Darnell putting a good foot on it there to stop it, sending it back, but we've got too many strong feet coming with it.
Good move by Will.
Not a place to take chances. Good, Joey. Good, Joey.
Schaefer from sideline giving a little coaching and encouragement.
I can tell from right now with the Tigers, they're holding on to the ball too long. They need to be quicker with their passes, and their passes need to be stronger.
Not seeing the pass is what the problem is.
Yep.
Strong feet. We've got some good handlers, but as you said, if I've noticed a couple of them, if they'll drop their head, they miss out on what's going on. So they're too interested in handling the ball rather than getting rid of the ball.
Yeah, that's with any high school team. I know every team has that. It can be really tough to get in sync with your formation if you haven't been practicing it that long. I don't know what the Tigers ran last season, but my senior year we ran the same formation, the 4-2-3-1, and it took us a while for us to get completely in sync. But once we got in sync, we were very good offensively.
It's a blessing during tournament time, I do know that. And the one thing about Schaefer is he doesn't wait till the last minute to get people in a position to know what it looks like. Now, he may even change it up next week, but at least when he's barking from the sideline and you get to tournament, they know what he's talking about for this formation. Try to get it off the header. Good look. And
what a chip. What a beautiful
chip
goal.
shot right there at the
goal.
top of the little box. Just a good sidestep before he booted it and right in over the top.
Just a miscommunication on St. Mary's side. And Beckett Schultz was just following the play, and he got rewarded for it. Got a little one-on-one with the keeper and just chipped and put it in the upper left corner. It's a very, very nice shot.
I will say this about the team. We have several strong feet, guys that have got the ability to place that ball where they want it when they do shoot. And oftentimes you only got 1 or 2. We've got several guys that even Will Darnell and Nichols pulling all the way up from the back when they need to have a good, strong shot. One of the things that we saw the other day is everybody gets comfortable with the right foot. And depending on who you're playing, we've had a couple of opportunities to have an on-goal shot there. And all they would have had to done was take in the confidence level and put the left foot on it and gone in anyway. But again, that backside of it, shooting with your right foot is a disadvantage on the wrong side of the field. And, so just confidence, basically.
To be successful in the sport, you got to be able to use both feet. That can be tough with non-experienced players and just high school players in general. They always want to cheat to their left foot. I mean, to their right foot. The
good
more
body
dominant
block.
Foot.
We're at the 13 minutes in mark, I believe.
It's way offside. Called by
the earlier game, they had to take a water break. I'm not sure what they'll do with this game. They may still go ahead and do that at the 20-minute mark. They didn't in the second half. Okay, so they got past the heat advisory with the sun down. That may be the case here as well. We'll just see how that goes. But, again, as we mentioned before, the end goal for the referees and the coaches, everybody's keep the students in good shape. Their health and their well-being is important, and we're grateful to see that. I was discussing with one of the players earlier, some folks watching the schedule and stuff. Webster County, we had a cancellation, may get back to it, but Webster County's on a roll, and they've usually been on the lower end of the region. before, but they've got some new players looking real strong. I believe they're actually 4-0 right now, so I look forward to see what happens when we get together later. It's always good to have a change up and a mix up in what's going on in the area because it makes you a little stronger players and look at the season a little different. So I do know that we have Trigg County rescheduled, that one that was canceled by weather, and I think that's on the 27th, so be marking your calendar on that. And then, as we've announced before, 7 o'clock on the night of Black Patch. Those of you who are around need to come out, maybe even holler at Rhett Miller or some of the other guys, maybe Schaefer, about the alumni game. It's always a good time. So if you can be a part of playing, and for those of you who are just wandering around, it's always a good time to come watch it. Some guys go home with a little Bengay on the knees and those kind of things, and I think we're going to cover it here. Let folks know what's going on so that the people from far away who didn't get to come in for Black Patch can be a part of that. We're on the offensive end of the field, handling the ball quite well. We're in the far corner over there. Henry put a foot on the ball, and Jin Hong's going to work it down towards the corner.
Jin Hong's pressing too much towards Darian Wellborn. They're getting clustered up. That's why.
Bunching up.
That's why St. Mary's had that last counter attack right there. But the Caldwell defense handled that well. Got a goal kick out of the result. But
Mitchell blocked that ball well at the midfield. Schaefer's taking it upside towards the corner, looking for a space again.
Now Mitchell Scott's moved towards the middle, but looks like he's got a beat on the line. Favoring towards that left foot for a service. Good diving stop by the keeper.
Good follow up by
Frisch
out
off,
at the
and a corner kick's coming out of it.
Corner kick come off the knee of looked like number 7 from their team. Keeper was in range if it had got in there, but not a bad look when he shot that one.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad shot at all.
Schaefer got a good left leg on that one a minute ago.
Yes, he did. I think what you want to do more towards there is send one across the 6. Hopefully one of your teammates can get ahead on it. I think that's what he was trying to do. Or just kind of put too much power towards the goal.
Mitchell Scott in the corner, giving a signal coming in. Keeper puts his hands on it, knocks it back out. The heat maybe. Feet not moving too fast to get back out here with it. Forsyth at the line, midfield, waiting for defense. Ball thrown in by Nichols down to the far corner, picked up by Frisch. Frisch in the battle over there in the corner looking for a way out. Sends it off of the foot, and they're going to get another corner kick because of that, so they'll set up down. And again, Mitchell Scott's going to put his foot on it. Tell us what's happening when these corner kicks for those that are home watching. What's the end goal here?
To eventually get a head or a foot on the service in. Right there, they try to do a little small touch and try to catch the defense off guard, but it looks like the defense was ready for that one.
They were ahead of them.
Yeah.
Again, that goes back to this format. The unfortunate thing this evening is
tackle,
getting a look at it. Boyce, good strong foot twice. Slide
tackles can be dangerous, but if you time them well, they're really effective.
Little heel kick there. Picks it up at the line, but still goes out.
Got a little too fancy with it.
Yeah, they call it for them. I don't know if it's the format or just the heat in the legs, but they're not pulling back out of that bunch fast enough on this far end once the ball is sent, and St. Mary's is capitalizing on that.
Yeah,
fortunately, they didn't get past half line that time.
That could just be part of the heat or too many people getting up at once. That's just the communication part. I see all the midfielders, the three up top. One of them is supposed to be defensive midfielder. Sometimes I rotate out just depending on where they are on the field, and they just don't look like they're communicating right now, and that leads to counterattacks.
18 minutes in, we're 0-1. St. Mary's on the unfortunate goal that they received from a little bobble we had. Number 4 working the middle of the field on us. Met by Forsyth. Frisch takes the ball, puts it up front to Schultz. Schultz is throwing it over the middle.
What a ball.
Good ball to the center. Mitchell by himself in. Little
toe
hard. Tap, too high.
Take a touch. Now that's the beauty of this formation right here. You get that one coming on, and sometimes you can sneak it past the defense just with a run on because they're trying to track the 3 big runners right here and not the target player. Sometimes the target player can sneak behind. Mitchell Scott did a good job of staying on sides of that ball and running onto it.
I was going to say that's another disadvantage, though, if the lead or the target player is not paying close attention, you'll get quite a few whistles on the
Oh yeah,
offsides.
that's just a part of it. You got to be in sync with the person who is setting the service in, because they just be a useless ball played into the box. But
Ball off
looks
the
like Beckett and Mitchell right there were synced up pretty well and knew what was going on.
corner kick for them on the far side over by concession stand. Again, I'm not sure that we're deliberate enough on getting that ball out of the defensive end there a couple of times on the
We've been
toss back and forth.
A little lackadaisical with it. Bear Schultz comes out, good call. He'll come out and get that ball. That can be a dangerous ball if he lets that by.
We discussed this a couple of games ago. You'll see several different styles and methods coming out of the box, sending the ball back down into play from the goalie. What determines that? Just your own flavor, or is there a certain reason that he's throwing the ball instead of kicking it at that point?
When I played in high school under Coach Schaefer, what he wanted us to do, whenever the goalkeeper makes a save, the two outside backs just get as wide out as they can, hopefully to get just a throw in, and see if anybody's in the middle, see if there's any holes in their offensive defense before they get back. And if you can't find anything, you punt the ball away, hope for a header for your team.
Off the back, what we got here? I think that was fresh off his lip, maybe. Elbow to the chin. Unfortunate. I think he turned his back when he did. The boy came around with his elbow towards it. High pitch up there with not a lot of meat on it, but that was number 15.
Yeah, 15, Darian Wilborn.
Yeah. I couldn't want to be sure it was Darian. Frisch on far side. Does a little toe toss. Darian picks it up there, does a little heel. Not enough control on it, but Jin Hong follows up with them, puts it down the far side towards the corner so that they can pick it up and do some work. Again, as you mentioned a minute ago, you got three white shirts clustered on top of one another right there.
Yeah, that's the. We don't have. I know Jin Hong's a defender, and he's trying to make that overlap and run, which is fine. But he's got to know that if Darren's up there, one of the attacking mids, he's got to stay back because that can lead to counters.
Part of that has to do with this part of the season. You learn to have confidence in the other player as well as confidence in what you're doing.
Yeah, you have to have trust in your teammates to know their job and do the right thing. Which, ball played pretty strong right there. We could have got counter on that outside. I saw Will Darnell coming in to tuck in and try to pick it up.
Punt past midfield, brought in for a header over by Schaefer, and he gives it a little bump. Picked up by St. Mary's, but touched by.
Right there, that's right there. They try to get that pass to the target player and see if he can't lay it off for an overlapping run. Yeah. Fortunately, weren't able to do that, and now
got one wide open right here behind them. But thankfully, they hit the ball, kicked the ball too hard towards the corner.
Good scoop up there by Garrett.
Two defenders there were outrun on this far side, which gave them that opening. But again, that's another one of the disadvantages of this format, because when they pull up, if you guys don't have enough juice or enough speed on them, you can end up being back there in
this type of formation. You got to have your outside backs have to be in shape really well to be able to make those overlapping runs. And if you get countered, just like this right here, 1-4 side's got to get back to help out the defense, because they're more yellow jerseys than white right now.
Got to have a lot of speed for that, and a lot of go juice.
Yeah.
Looks like Mr. Hagan going to come in, substitute number 8. Hagan came to us from Trigg County last year, ready for some play. I think he's doing a good job, and the depth of the bench is pretty good. Mitchell Scott's going to come out, get a little breather and some instruction, I'm sure. Again, the abyss corner where nobody can see it on this side.
Not a handball.
You just got no handball. Good back header. Unfortunately, puts it out there in the middle. St. Mary's still picking it up. Our guys are meeting them. Frisch going to meet number 4 at the mid top.
Great save.
Great save. The tank is on it tonight. Does a good job back there. And by the time he gets to be a senior, he will have some serious
some serious skill.
And bruises. Off the top of the head, goes back to the middle of the field towards the 18. Schaefer goes out and picks it up, dribbling back,
You got to communicate right there.
Tossed over to Jin Hong. Jin Hong's going to do a little footwork on it. Puts it into Hagan. Hagan getting attacked there, and he puts it back to Frisch. Frisch opens it up, sends it back, trying to pull the guys off and get some space.
Good find. I got to have better touch right there.
Henry put a foot on it, but didn't get any control on it. 24 minutes in. 1-1 on a good shot there a few minutes ago.
Rebecca Schultz, little chip shot over the keeper. And that's one of those things, one-on-one when you're a keeper, that's so hard to defend. It's one of those things where if you stop it, you get praised for it. But, if you get scored on, there's nothing you can do.
Speaking of that, our loss the other day in the Golden Goal, tell me, how does that feel to be down there? How do you get over the point where you feel like the whole game's on you and you're just doing what you're supposed to be doing?
You just kind of have to get out in your own world. I was watching the broadcast last week, and just kind of have to. I saw Barrett just kind of focusing on himself. Yet, whenever a PK shootout comes out, you just get as far away from the keeper as possible and just kind of let him do his
thing.
Yeah, get focused. And I noticed a couple things in the last game with Barrett. He was guessing the right size, he just wasn't committing to the dive. And I talked to him before the game. I was just like, whenever there's a PK, just guess and commit. You'll make more saves than you think.
By going ahead and following through with that commitment. Again, looks like St. Mary's at this minute. Watch your computer. Oh, we're good. Got to wait for watch. We have to watch for the technical stuff for Jordan here sometimes. The ball coming towards the equipment. So right now, the Vikings look a little more aggressive than we are. I don't know if it's
Vikings are making a push in the second part of the first half.
I don't know if it's because of the strength they got. They got a pretty good bench over here, looks like. And probably, based on what I know, it's not, let's see. They've got several juniors and seniors most of them are juniors and seniors that are playing and started, which makes a big difference. They've had 3 or 4 years together. And so some of those things we're talking about getting in sync, they've had some trust issues and things that they've worked out in the first couple of years that they've been together, and so it gives you a little more strength when you go about it. Our 4 seniors have played quite a bit together.
Yeah, the 4 seniors, when they were freshmen when I played, and sophomores, they played quite a bit when I was out on the field, and they were a tremendous help, good assets to the team, even at that young age.
Got a whistle for some subs. Caleb Riley went out in one of the first games with a knee injury. He's coming back in after a 2-week delay and going to get a few minutes in and see what's going to happen.
No, Caleb's a big part of this team right there. He was a starting striker Rebecca Schultz is playing now because he's got a tough build, and he doesn't mind to get a little physical with the defense.
That's probably what's wrong with his knee.
Yeah, he doesn't care to take a shot either.
On the other side of this, we got a couple of jacks out tonight, as well as Garrick Smrava. Garrick's a senior. Got an ankle twist a couple of games ago, and just working on delay there. Frisch working towards the middle, putting it down towards.
Good ball forward. Play him up the line. I can tell with this formation, some of the more inexperienced players, the passes are there. They just got to know when to send it. I saw Becca Schultz running up the line right there and have if he would have played a great ball up forward, and you'd have a great attacking chance.
Now, McEnany, tell me this, because what I see in it, and for those that are watching, on this format that we've got and what we continually be doing from midfield is sending the ball back towards the defenders. Is that to draw everybody?
Yeah, it's just that's to draw some of the attackers out and just to kind of reset the attack. If you get kind of too clustered up or anything, it's always good to play it to space and play it back. Just kind of reset yourself and try to go on for another attack.
Hagan puts a foot on it, throws it over, just short of Caleb Riley there. Frisch working down the side, and again, we've talked about this a couple times. They're still not sure where, getting a little tangled up with shirts Unfortunate problem with that tonight is you got 2 referees instead of 3, so you can.
Yeah, it's
If it gets in that mode where we're getting some tangle up, you get advantage to do it more, but at the same time, you have a potential for folks getting hurt. 3 referees is always better keep an eye on things.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Just don't have that many refs available right now.
That being said, if you're interested, it's a pretty good position and quite a
very good money. Yeah, that was a push in the back.
Pretty good money for a second-time job or
just a simple contact foul from Boyce right there, setting up a set piece for St. Mary's. This is where keepers communication right here is key to get your defense set up, maybe get a wall, and make sure you get your runners. I can tell number 10 right there is not being tracked, or number 3, but the service was out of bounds. And I know Bear will realize that with more experience.
Sub, and we're fixing to send the ball back down. Why don't we go ahead and take a 1-minute break right now, Darren, and reset this for us and them. All right, we're going to take it back. Darren wasn't able to pick that up for us. Unfortunately, good slide tackle right at the line by Will Darnell. They were working their way in. Good hard kick from the top of the crown
nice shot
there.
At the top of the 18, just off target.
In the mix of what's going on there, we've got to keep our head on. We're at 30 minutes in this half. Again,
I can tell the Tigers' defense is getting a little winded, a little tired from
humidity.
Yep. Getting a little tired from these counterattacks right here. St. Mary's is really pressing. That can show to be a factor late in the game for the Tigers.
And again, one of the things that you'll see in that, I've seen it over and over again from season to season, what we talked about with the gelling of the team and the seniors and the juniors that you got out there. They've got a little more wind in them most of the time. They got a little more attitude and towards winning, and that does make an effect. We've got a lot of sophomores and freshmen on our team, and conditioning and those kind of things from season to season makes a big difference in that. So ball going down the far side, handled by.
Try to play that ball up line, see if you can't get Caleb. Nice little pass right there. Took it too much of a touch in. Let's see if Barrett try to make something out of nothing right there.
Defense is acting solid on their end, that's for sure.
Yeah, just a couple little missed touches, too big of a touch in by Caleb Riley. Fortunately, Becker Schultz was able to get a shot off.
Mitchell getting a little frustrating. Switch up on the ball and come across, and then it's not available back to him. Again, we got one down that nobody's tracking with.
Boyce Nichols had to step up because the midfielders were not getting back, and now the defense is back.
Well, we got 2 open on this far side that nobody's marking up, so makes a big difference. So you got 2 on 1 there. Turn the ball on the far corner, and
Tigers really need to hold them to this halftime to get their defense reset up.
Schaefer gives it a little tap, gets it out of the way. Ball sent to the middle at the top of the 18 in front of him. Frisch puts a foot on it and dribbles it down just a bit. Caleb picks it up and tosses it back to Hagan. Again, strong at that point. Now you got 3 on 1 basically in the goalie. Knocked out, they'll get a corner kick on that. But when they see that on the film, they're going to see what happened. There were 3 on 1 and then the goalie.
Caleb Riley passed that ball back into a dangerous area, and nobody told
Schaefer's communicating now, yeah.
Yeah, nobody told Hagan that there's a man on his back, and that just led to a turnover. Just simple stuff like that can make a difference in a game.
And some of those are really not bad moves. It just happens to be, again, like you said, experience and communication and gelling together.
Yep.
It's not that it's a bad move. It's just not, for the moment, not the best move to make sometimes.
Oh, yeah. It comes together with the more time you spend with the team, the more time you practice.
Pick up the header about midfield there, midway on defensive end. Schaefer's come to the side, throw it in, and he tosses it, gets a St. Mary's head on it. Frisch is meeting the ball. Picked up on the far side after a toss over. Jin Hong picks it up, driving it towards midfield, looking up. Again, though, communicating and directing it towards their lanes, getting their positions right. Still struggling
So
with that.
St.
Not looking
Mary's-
bad, but we're just not getting it in order.
St. Mary as of right now is having more possession of the ball, which is causing the Tiger defense to get tired.
When you see a game like this in the halftime and the way it is coming up, generally what's the mode of conversation in the locker room, and what's the best way to get people's heads wrapped around this? What's going wrong?
Basically, what I'm seeing right now is just the mids are not communicating as well as they could be, which is leading to counterattacks, which is leading their defense to get tired.
And with them getting tired, they're getting close to that line down there with that. We just had a good block. That's
when
what
you
it
get tired,
was.
it can lead to little mishaps, which can lead to a goal.
Fouls, goals, and unfortunate shots. So
right now, St. Mary's is controlling most of the possession.
Caleb Riley picked the ball up after a header.
Got lucky right there off a deflection.
Good look.
See
First
if the
time
Tiger,
in, he's had about 4 minutes in. Maybe a little weakness in that leg there. Both times he's went to punch it, and that's not excuse, but that's reality. It's similar to Jack, a hamstring problem he's got going on. If you've never been on the field doing that, there's some things that happen that really hinder you a little bit, whether that's your ankle, knee, and a lot of folks don't think that this is a tough game, but there's a lot of physical.
Yeah, there's a lot more physicality to it than people give credit to. Obviously, it's not just a head-on-head contact like football is, but
80 minutes of running for one thing.
Yep, nonstop, and then there's just
a lot of twisting and turning.
Yep.
Good footwork over there on the sideline. Unfortunately, went out on the far side, but defender Will Darnell trying to work it back up the field. Again, that's some definite experience there.
Yeah, I will give a compliment to Will and Boyce back there. They're holding the fort back there, giving out commands, and they're probably the reason why Caldwell hasn't given up any more goals. With their communication and covering for some of the outside backs who weren't able to get back at times.
What you were just speaking of, there was a conversation there and a encouragement. Terry telling Darian Welburn to get back and pick up number 5, which was wide open. Unfortunately, got 2-on-1 there, outrun us. They're making some good passes going down the far line in the corner. Ball goes out and thrown back in. Caleb Riley picking the ball up at midfield, going to give it a little pooch kick over to Welburn. Welburn's going to take it down.
He's going to be offside. Darren had a hole right here to play Beckett through the defense, but unfortunately he didn't see it. That could have been a good attacking chance.
We're getting to the 4-minute mark here. No real stoppage time in this half at all.
Yeah, hardly any. Maybe
got a little
minute
whistle there for
most.
a sub, number 3. Coming in tonight, number 3 is Seth Hodge. Hadn't got a whole lot of playing time so far this year. Seth coming to us as a junior. So, new on the field, getting a little conversation.
See right there, that's where you get too fancy. Keeping it simple is the most effective way. I know people like, especially high schoolers, love to use the flasher stuff. I was the same way. I used to dress out in all cool colors and everything, but the simple stuff works the best. It's the most effective way to.
Well, basics in most athletic sports and things are going on always work better. Fundamentals. At the end of it, that's if you get that part down, the rest of it comes together. Chase to midfield, right at the line. I think the heat and humidity, we're getting a little wear out time here. We're fixing to be at the 2-minute mark.
I can tell both teams are getting a little winded right here from this humidity.
Give them a little water and a little break time. We'll come back and see what happens. We're at 1-1 before this half ends. Ball going down the sideline. Frisch picking it up, being chased down by.
It's a great idea, just a little too hard on the service.
Too hard,
from
and
Caleb
again,
Riley.
I think Frisch was looking for a little relief when he pooched that over there, but Caleb was pressing him.
Yeah,
Caleb
Caleb Riley had
the
right
corner.
idea. I think Frisch just a little winded at this point in the half. I think he hasn't came out yet. That was the right idea though, and that'll come deeper in the season when you get better conditioned. Those plays will be there.
Good header picked up by Hagan, knocked over towards the sideline, picked up by Mitchell Scott. He does a little footwork, pull it back in again. Mitchell puts it in midfield too, and he drops it back to Schultz, which
right there,
There it is. It's up in the air, follow through, and the header goes. Oh my.
What a save by the keeper.
What a save by the keeper.
Keeper
I
got
say
back
oh
to his
my
position.
for a reason. He deserves some accolades for that one because he blocked it once, come back up, and
he got back into position.
Got back in
position. It was a
position.
good head by Seth Hodge right there. Maybe possibly could put it towards the towards that right post a little bit more, but that was a great save by the keeper.
Be quite frank, they all look real good on that as far as position and handoff. Again, what you saw there, for those of you that are watching, you've got little handing, no whistle.
That was clean.
You had three good shooters back there, and again, one of the blessings, and the further the season goes, the more you'll see that unselfishness is a blessing.
Yes,
they're getting a little more aggressive out on the field as far as pushing. May have to have a whistle or two or a warning to get that settled down for the next half.
Yeah. Yeah, when you get more physical when you're tired.
Playing strong, covering it, throwed in, picked up by Caleb Riley, and maybe a little weak on that side, but Caleb is one you don't bump. But Will Darnell's one you don't really bump and get away with it. I believe I remember somebody being in the goal that didn't really work out good for guys.
Oh no.
To the point of maybe a red card?
Not for sure.
Was that you?
What?
The red card in the goal.
Oh yeah, my senior beginning of my senior year in a scrimmage. It was a one-on-one situation. I came out off my line and slid for the ball, and the player touched the ball right past me and tripped over my arms. Unfortunately, I got a wow, what a goal. What a goal.
That was a good one.
That was a perfect service from Boyce Nichols and Beckett Schultz.
Good
did he
service,
really
2-0 right before the whistle blows.
Did he call
got
offside?
A hand thrown in the air. Not
and
sure.
He's called offside. And the goal will be taken back and called offside. That was a really good connecting right there from Boyce to Beckett Schultz. I guess take the ref's word on it. He looked on to me from what I could tell.
Right.
But
we are at a game.
The ref's at the best angle for that.
2-2.
It was very close. It was a great. You tell Boyce and Beckett have great chemistry together. All that group of juniors right there they've been playing for a long time together.
Offsides
and
again,
another offside call. I don't think it was offside at all.
And that's the half. We stop after a goal goes in and called offsides right inside the minute of that half. We've had that goal taken away, so we're finishing out 1-1 with two refs on the field in a situation where it's at. We're going to take a break here and get some sponsored time in back at the station. We'll come back to you and explain a couple of things going on and see what we see.
Say, what's for lunch? Breakfast for lunch? Yep. And what's for dinner?
Are you listening? Because I'm going to talk to my wife.
Is it for breakfast? No, breakfast is for breakfast. With McDonald's all-day breakfast menu, anytime is delicious breakfast time. Yeah, where are you going? Man, I'm heading to McDonald's. Have a good afternoon. Don't you mean good morning? I do now.
Get 2 Egg McMuffin sandwiches for $3 on McDonald's all-day breakfast menu. For a limited time, prices and participation may vary. See store for details.
McDonald's all-day breakfast menu varies by location.
When you're a good person, good things usually come your way. But what about when you're a good driver? Allstate thinks you should be rewarded for that too. That's why they have DriveWise. Just plug in the DriveWise device and get the rewards you deserve. The better you drive, the bigger your savings. Up to 30%. Are you in good hands?
This is Fred Folks. Call me today at the Woodall Agency, 365-5541. You'll be glad you did.
To Butler Stadium right now. Refs are coming off the field. Guys are in their quarters for the halftime conversation with the coaches. Mike and Dave, won't you give us a recap of what's happened in this first half and give us some information on what we ought to be looking for in the next half?
Really solid half by both teams overall. Fortunately, that little mishap in the defense gave St. Mary's the lead, but a beautiful goal by Beckett Schultz gave Caldwell back the tie. From what I can tell from Caldwell's side on the attacking point, they're just missing that final through pass to create offensive chances. They look like they've been getting good offensive chances so far, and St. Mary's looks like towards the end of that half was pressuring hard on the Caldwell defense, kind of wearing them out, and they were getting better shots. That's kind of thing to look for. See if see how well that Caldwell defense holds up against the aggressiveness of St. Mary's offense.
Sure, a little breather, a little water, a little communication with the coach, kind of line those up, get their head wrapped around what he sees is a help. As we come into this half, again, actually it's in one sense 2-0, got one pulled back because of an offsides call. The unfortunate part in that is usually you have a line ref and then a center ref. We got two working dual role here. The offsides are kind of hard to pick up on that.
Offsides is probably the toughest call to make for a referee in soccer. And yeah, it is unfortunate they only have two refs tonight, but it's just the ref's judgment. It's tough to see when the ball was kicked and see where he was at when it was hit. He could have been off maybe just by a step. It was a very close call, but I just got to trust the ref's judgment on that one.
So in the reality of actually what's going on with the foot on the ball and the goal kicks, we put two in. They have not really put one in. That was off of us, so we're at 1-1. We are looking pretty good out here. Folks getting their positions. Hagan was just put in a little bit ago, and I don't know if you noticed that this is his first season with us from transfer in. He's gelling pretty good and pretty solid student that we've got coming on, and I'm sure that coach is looking forward to that. That's why I was just looking at the stats. He is a freshman, so he's got some room to work him and get him prepared. Some other guys that are dealing with what's going on. Next week, let's see, what do we got on the schedule coming up? We're Fort Campbell on Thursday. That's here, 5:30 and 7. And then following up next week during the break, after the holiday, we play Lyon County here at 7 o'clock. Lyon County just took the regional, I believe. The
All-A regional?
Yep, All-A regional. So that'll be, as usual, a very competitive process and what's going on. So as you move further down the list, of course, and you might want to explain that since you've been in the middle of it, of how the soccer season goes and what we're looking at when we say All-A region or districts and regionals, and then you get in the following end of the season where people are getting hot and sweaty, but yet it's starting to get cold and the season's working, and you go to the district and then the regionals, subsectionals, and maybe state and all those kind of things. A little different look than most other sports because you got some things that are lining up.
With the All-A is 2A and under, so it's for smaller schools only, maybe because soccer in Kentucky is not classified, so it's not. So all class, so a 1A school can be playing a 6A school for the state championship, unlike football where it is classified. So the All-A is just kind of like a tournament for the smaller schools, see where the smaller school stands against each other, and so it starts from 2A down. Unfortunately, my senior year we did not participate in the All-A Classic because we were considered 3A, but we just moved back down to 2A. I was not happy about that because I was looking forward to playing that. But
and then what happens towards the end of the year? Back to what you were just describing, when you hit the district tournament, that's a little different look because you can be playing a larger school or a more a better seeded school at that point, and Caldwell has come out on top of that very well in the past. As a matter of fact, I believe you were on a district team, and there's some other folks. I believe your brother was on a district team.
Yep, my brother, his team was able to win districts. Unfortunately, I could never get a district crown. Against we moved my sophomore year. We moved districts with Massville, North Hopkins, and Central in Dawson Springs, and so I was never able to quite get district championship. But the district runner-up always gets to go to the regional tournament. And that's when you find the bigger schools like Hoptown and Christian County and Henderson and all them.
If what we're talking about doesn't make a whole lot of sense, you've got the Colonel Classic that'll be coming up, or the Colonel Showcase, which will give you a little better look at the competition in that and the way that works, and it kind of gives the setting on the schedule is good because it, in my opinion, it kind of shakes loose the dust off of the team and gets them serious about, hey, when we get out there, we're going to be facing some guys that a little more beefy sometimes, a little more skilled sometimes, some guys that do a lot of rec, and it just changes your whole perspective. And every year what I have seen following the Colonel Classic for our guys is there's a head adjustment. They got the physical, but the head adjustment changes quite a bit, and people get more serious about what's going on the field. And to be honest with you, I think the fans get a little more serious about it.
Just tournament time, it's crazy for everyone. If the fans get into it, it's a fun atmosphere to be in, but it can get kind of crazy sometimes.
We've got a couple of minutes before we come back to start the second half, so let's go back to Darren, pick that up and send it out to some folks, pick up some sponsors and see what we got going on. 3 minutes.
When you think of flowers, think Treasures Remembered Florist and Greenhouse. You'll find hanging baskets, daylilies, knockout roses, fountain grass, simple holly, elephant ears, sweet potato vines, and more. Treasures Remembered offers beautiful fresh bouquets, giftwares, fancy items, silk cemetery arrangements, and the list goes on. Whatever the occasion, flowers will make it special from Treasures Remembered Florist and Greenhouse, 600 West Locust Street in Princeton, phone 365-2556.
You already knew that Tri-Shoes in Princeton has the #1 service department in Western Kentucky. But did you know that when it's time for a new set of tires, we have you covered for that also? Our tire experts, Jeff Brandon, Garrett Harper, and Kathy Kapp, have a combined 84 years of experience, and they are ready to serve you on any make and model vehicle. You'll be surprised at our competitive pricing on name brands such as C.F. Goodrich, Michelin, Goodyear, Yokohama, Cooper, and Uniroyal. Tri-Shoes is also the only tire dealer in town to offer the economy price Penda brand tires. All tires are road force balanced, providing you with the most comfortable ride possible, and rotations are free as long as you own your tires. Call the tire experts at Tri-Shoes today. Quotes are free, and the deals are worth a call. Tri-Shoes Incorporated, Highway 91 North in Princeton.
Public Power today is an important American institution, an expression of the idea of local people working together to meet local needs. Your Princeton Electric Plant Board lights up homes, businesses, and streets with public power, electricity coming from a community-owned and operated facility. Their purpose is to provide reliable and safe, not-for-profit electricity at a reasonable price. They exist to serve you, their fellow citizens, friends, and neighbors, and their loyalty is to their customers. Princeton Electric Plant Board continues to make Princeton a great place to live and work. They are hometown energy working for you.
I think they're going for the newest McPick too, Rick.
Nice hustle up to the counter.
He's going for the quarter pounder with cheese.
Gotta like the choice on that one.
He's choosing the triple cheeseburger, and it's good.
NFL season is here. So is the newest McPick 2 for $5 lineup at McDonald's. Mix and match babes like the quarter pounder with cheese, 10-piece chicken McNuggets, the filet of fish, and the new pick triple cheeseburger with 2 slices of cheese. Hurry in and enjoy the choice. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only. Price of still item listed on menu board.
When you need extra time to heal, Caldwell Medical Center's Swing Bed program can help you if you've been discharged from a hospital but still need recovery time before going home. Who's right for swing bed? Patients with recent joint repair or replacement, recovering from a wound or major surgery, patients who need acute physical or occupational therapy, patients who need a post-hospitalization pain management or IV therapy, or patients recovering from a stroke. For more information, contact Caldwell Medical Center at 270-365-0300. Caldwell Medical Center, located at 100 Medical Center Drive.
What are we doing? All right. As we come back, what we're doing is a whistle just blew. We've come off, and we're about 15 seconds in. We took the ball at the beginning of the first half, and now the ball's on our
deflected
end
off
being
Will
defended.
Darnell, and corner kick for St. Mary's.
Again, as they come back, it doesn't look like anybody's moving real fast.
Yeah, sometimes start off a half, both teams or one team can just be kind of sluggish, and kind of takes a minute for them to get back up and going.
Far corner kick by St. Mary's.
16 is making a pack post run, nobody's covered him. Very good punch out by Barrett Schultz.
Gets a hand on it.
And just an unfortunate goal. Barrett couldn't get his hands on it, and
wrestling
just
around quite
found
a
his
bit.
way into the
I'm
net.
not too sure he didn't get kicked a couple of times in the mix of all that. I don't know who is down up there.
Looks like Ryan Frisch might be down.
Frisch
Might have
having
got kicked.
some leg trouble as well. Oh, it might be Caleb. No, Caleb's up.
I think it's
fresh. Yep, it's definitely fresh. That's the second time he's maybe his nose, head. Frisch has concussion helmet on. He may be having some
when
backlash
I was
problems
playing with
there.
Ryan Frisch, he did have problems with concussions and his head. Looks
Referee
like he's
gonna pull him off
off
either way, I think. So it's referee timeout. In the mix of what's going on there, it's unfortunate we just didn't get our hands on top of the ball and settled. Defenders did come in, do quite a bit of helping with that, but they never did just get it out of the box there, so nothing would happen with it.
Yeah, I saw Barrett trying to fight for that ball, but ref can't really do anything until he gets possession of it. I know he was fighting for it, just couldn't get his hands on it.
I think he may have got a knee. Let's see who's going to. Colin Schaefer going to go in for Frisch. Just get a quick little breather. Whatever happened there with the bump. Probably get the trainer to look at that real quick. See what's going on. Be sure everybody's safe. Looked more like he might have get a pop in the nose earlier too, and maybe an eyeball. Maybe not head injury. It's kind of all that other stuff that's important, like your eyes and your nose.
Yep.
So not concussion, but we're at 2-1. They're ahead. That's really their foot on the goal. So we're 3 minutes in, working the ball. Mitchell
Scott's making a very nice run, overlapping run.
Caleb gave the ball a look and saw that Mitchell was headed down to the corner, and they kick it out, which is good. Give us opportunity for a throw in, but communication, like you were saying, that was one of those things where Caleb could trust and see what the other player was doing, and he backed off, which gave him time to be in position. Unfortunately, just lost control of the ball.
Yeah.
Throw in on the outside from Riley. Gives it to Warren over on the sideline. He punches it down to Caleb. Working it through.
Try to get a little 1-2 pass. I just couldn't connect. It was a great idea.
Ball kicked hard to the outside. Going to come out on this side over here. Give us a throw in. Nichols will pull that up. Hagan on the field. And let's see. Hodges on the field as well, which is a different starting crew than last time. Ball dropped back in. Climbed up and headed that one. And when I say climbed, I mean he climbed up on his shoulder there. Doing a little work in there. Sent over to the side, and Forsythe kicks it. They kick it out on the far side. We're going to get a throw in. See if we can get some things set up here on the far end and work some things. Positionally, I don't think we've changed anything in the format yet.
Unfortunately, it was called offsides. It was a good find by Beckett, but I think it was just offsides.
Doesn't take much for them to put, especially when you're clustered up like that, for them to pull up just a hair for you to be moving in the right direction and still be out of. It's one of the most frustrating calls in sports, I believe, of any, because it's meant to keep people from having huge advantage, but at the same time, control is very hard. A lot of bumping on the far side.
Try to get a good little wall pass right in there.
Looks like the fans are picking up on the fact there's some bumping over there.
Right there, that's a tough call for a ref to make because they're both just trying to challenge for the ball.
Right. It's when the shirts get tangled up in hands and stuff that there's a problem. Good strong kick towards the middle, followed up straight in. A little harder than the front line can pick up on. Schaefer playing that middle part right there at the moment. Punt to midfield. Tried to be picked up by Hagan. Headed by Nichols, and Caleb Riley picks it up at the crest of the circle. Moving it towards the far end. Gets tripped on the way down. And the ball picked up by the goalie right on the sideline of the box there. Yeah,
the Tiger offense is being very aggressive at the beginning of this half, just not being able to get those final combinations together.
Goes off the back of St. Mary's head to the far side. We'll get a throw in. Warren Forsythe's going to do that for us. Throwed in down the line. Unfortunately picked up off the head of a St. Mary's player. And the ball is being delivered into the hands of the goalie by Nichols.
Bear with a nice ball coming out of the box. Unfortunately, just nobody.
One of the things you'll see where they're playing is
Somebody's
going
gotta
back to what we
communicate
talked
with,
about being
boys.
strong. Jin Hong picking up the ball over here on the side is have quite a bit of control with Darnell and Nichols when they're on top of it. They not only have speed and the ability to block, but they also control the ball and head in that direction. Ball coming in on the far side on a throw in. I don't know who that was off of. Jin Hong passed it down to number 3, Hodges, and got out somehow. Ball comes out on our side, going to be picked up and thrown in by Nichols. People
I can
finding
see,
their placements.
Looks like in that halftime, the Tigers are making some adjustments to right their offense, try to get those combinations. I can see it happen. They're just not being able to connect for that final 1-2 pass to get a good service or shot in.
Unfortunately, there you got 5 on 3.
Somebody's gonna have to step. He's gonna get his shot off. Very good clear out by Will Darnell in a dangerous position. Looks like keeper may have had possession at that time, but just kind of too quick to defend. He's way offside.
Way offsides now. The coach was calling more at our people on that one because he kicked the ball out and Schultz had his hands on the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. The keeper right there's got to just yell and make sure nobody gets that ball.
So that goes back to the communicating, and Schultz got some more playing time to get to the point where he's aggressive enough that while it's all happening, he is speaking. A little kick back there instead of being in control. That's one of those things you got to have your eyes on where you're headed, not just where you've been. Ball goes out on the far side off of Jin Hong.
Jin Hong right there to snuff out that pass.
Throw in. And they got a wide open one.
Very good service in. Just for your viewers at home, there is no offsides on a throw in. So
Schaefer
anybody
won the call by the foot being placed in his hands. Again, unfortunate when you only got 2 referees. There's some things that I guess they get a little lax on, and it's hard to keep control over the whole field with that. But what the complaint was from Schaefer and Schultz was there was a high ball kick there and kicked the hands of Schultz in the mix.
Yeah, that's what. He's just trying to keep the keeper safe. His keeper safe right there.
Jin Hong with a good boot to the ball, getting it downfield. Caleb doing ahead to put it down to let Schultz have time to control the
sides. Colin Schaefer's wide open on that far side. Could have switched the play. They could have got a very good opportunity right there.
At the moment, there's a definite spirit that St. Mary's is wanting the goal more than we do right now.
Yeah, they got a little bit more of a.
That's about the 4th on-goal shot that they've made in the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So they are working at it. Off the top of the hit. Foot comes in high. Caleb picks it up and throws it towards the corner. Good high. Oh, almost.
Caleb, I saw try to have a service in. Unfortunately, too close to the goalkeeper. I'm just trying to maybe catch him off guard.
Taking opportunity, and again, further season goes, a lot of that is vitally important that they're not scared to go ahead and try to pull the trigger on the shot when needed, because some of those are the ones you get in.
Yeah, sometimes you can sneak it by the keeper if he's not completely set on his line. It happens all the time, but you just kind of have to pick when to do it.
Calling for pressure. A little step over. Nichols is working the ball. Kicked out by St. Mary's, which gives us time to set up, get in position, throw in. Frisch is coming back in, changing up the front line side to side. Frisch going midfield and brought Hodges off that time. Nichols throwing in overhead.
He's on.
He's on sides at the moment.
Good touch.
Pulls it to the touch to the middle, throws it up.
Fortunate the shot.
Follow through. Follow through is what you got to do.
Fortunately, just kind of missed the contact on the shot. Didn't get
Mitchell on the sideline move there. He was trying to get in position anyway before all that happened, and so Pretty good.
Good touch in by Mitchell Scott right there. Good move.
High toss. Schultz
wasn't
picks it
able
up
to
at the
connect.
box. Gives it a good punt downfield. Coach calling for pressure. Again, the difference in the want to at the moment, I think. Maybe a little frustration on our part, and good toss
Good
up with his foot on that one.
Right
Good
there
flick.
Look at Colin Schaefer out wide. They're just kind of forcing it down one side of the field.
Still playing their positions, but that was just an unfortunate placement on that one. It wasn't going to anybody.
Now, I'm saying all this as a spectator. It's definitely harder to do on the field.
Yes.
Of course. And it's easier said than done.
Especially after you make a few laps up and down.
Yeah, definitely. Times I got out playing the field, after 2 minutes, I was already winded. I was in goalkeeper shape, not field player shape. So it's definitely harder than it looks.
That involves a lot of bruised elbows and ribs.
Yeah. It's right here was where the defense needs to get reset. Nobody looking like they're coming back yet. Tracking the runners. It looks like they're good shape. Good step by
Good
Boyce
header,
right there.
picked up towards the middle by Caleb
Riley
Riley.
checking in. He's trying to force it on this left side right here. He's got Colin Schaefer wide open. There it is. Now he's
all the way
Colin
down
Schaefer.
toss if Schaefer
That's a
keep
beautiful
up.
service by Ryan Frisch right there. Colin keeping it in, trying to find a
Crossover
service.
towards the middle.
Just couldn't find a head, the right head.
Looking good. It'll come together. They're looking good on that part. People, bad communication right there. They were looking in sync there.
This is right here where the mid's got to get back to help this defensive line out. St. Mary's doesn't have as many attackers up right here, but usually when they do, it can lead to bad trouble. And
Throwing in on the far side.
Cole does not need to get down another goal.
No, we need to get that one back pretty quick here so that we can get control of what's happening. Darnell's throwing her in. One of the things you'll notice, they're setting up and they're playing their positions well.
Somebody's got step. Good save by
the tank, Schultz.
Another big communication factor for a keeper. When they can see the field, they know when the shooter's about to wind up for a shot. That's something I learned the hard way.
Good toss to Hagan in the middle.
Something I learned the hard way my earlier years. So I'm sure
being able to read the line.
Yeah. All you have to usually see out to step in front of that ball. Most of the time you'll get a deflection off it or just kind of alter the shot to a better save, easier save.
Looking at a 5-on-4 there. Going out on the far side, which is our advantage. Going to have a substitute, St. Mary's 23 going in. Ball tossed in, picked up off the head of St. Mary's, but Forsyth continues to control it, sends it down the line, goes out on the far side. They're going to get a throw in, looking for a sub. Isaac coming out. I don't know who Isaac is, but number 20, St. Mary's. Isaac Labarge.
Sam Bell's coming in for Isaac.
Will Darnell puts a good foot on it, gets it down the midfield, and picked up by St. Mary's. Header by Frisch. Header, Jin Hong trying to settle it down and put it back in the midfield there. St. Mary's controlling the ball. It's probably 60-40 right now on their control. They've had about 4 on-goal shots. Tried to
missed it right
tried
there.
to wind it
number
up,
12.
missed it. Goes out the backside, going to get a goal kick. Substitutes on both sides. Mitchell going to come off, and Henry's coming in. Hagen's coming off.
It's like
Riley's going to come off and rest it a minute.
Darren Wellborn's coming
I
on.
only
for the
saw
Tigers.
2 go on, 3 come on. Oh, Mitchell Scott staying in. Okay.
Looks like, from what I can tell, is Cody Sperry. Oh no, it's Henry.
Michael Henry
Michael
and
Henry.
Mitchell Scott did stay in. So Welburn's moving it down. Welburn's come on quite a bit since his. He might have even been on the JV or the JV team when you were playing.
Yeah,
He rode the bench a little bit, but he's put in his time, and from that and his practice come a long way.
Yeah, I can see he's made a vast improvement in his game with his footwork. I can tell he's a little bit inexperienced because he tried to just take that touch straight towards the goal. He had his outside attacker, Colin Schaefer, right there on the outside. I can just tell the Tigers are just trying to force it down this left side towards their more experienced players. But it's causing the St. Mary's defense to kind of shift over towards its left, and it's leaving a big hole on the right side of the field.
Maybe their hope at the end, but if they don't capitalize on it. Oh, a little shove on Welburn. Experience in foot placement. Taking the one thing you just saw there, if you're watching, goalie comes out. You either commit one way or the other. Commit to staying or commit to going. But you can't back off at that point.
Yeah, you never second guess yourself. As a keeper, you just gotta, whether it's the right or wrong decision, you just gotta kind of commit to it and just learn from your mistakes if you make one.
Well, from play to play, you're all what I've seen. You're in much better position when you go ahead and commit, even if you're not sure.
Yeah, absolutely. More times than you think, you'll come out on the better side of the play.
Had a lot of work on. Jen Hong tried to pull it up there in the mix, but couldn't get a foot on it. Wilburn picked the ball up, sent it over Frisch. Frisch will wind it up. I guarantee you Frisch will wind it up. Went to the top outside, about 5 foot out, but good look and a good boot. He just a little more control.
Nice little layoff pass from Darren right there to Ryan Frisch. Ryan Frisch tried to put one on target, and it was a good idea.
Reality is not a bad decision to take that kind of shot.
Sometimes you can catch that keeper off guard if you can put one in a good place on target. And
Nichols playing hard up front there as he's pulling up towards the line. I'm going to get a whistle on that one going their way. Not a bad little bump there, but just unfortunate it goes their way and not ours. We're at 1-2. They're winning. Reality is that's real shots 1-1, but at the end of the game, that's not going to matter unless we get this thing settled.
See, the Tigers are trying to push to equalize this game. They're just kind of missing those last.
Potential handball there, but
it's a good play.
Yep.
Good idea. I can tell they're really trying to work with this formation. Their passes are just not quite there yet, and that'll come definitely on with the season.
Basically trying to drive it down the line in the corner and send it back over to make a good shot.
That's a very nice
good
head
hit.
Too.
Sends it down towards the line.
Beckett Schultz tried to put one far post to Colin Schaefer, maybe just a little bit too far, but I can tell the Tigers after that half have a better understanding of the formation and of their point of attack and what they're trying to do. They're just having a little bit of trouble just trying to make those last pieces connect. Once they do, it'll create some very nice opportunities.
We just passed the 20-minute mark on this half, so we are 1-2. St. Mary's up and working the ball in the far corner there towards the middle. Oh, and got advantage, but a little too far out from it. Darian and Mitchell Scott following that in, so just the timing on it, just a couple of more feet. A header from Darnell over to the far side, tried to be picked up by Frisch, and there's ball going out on